Welcome back, I'm Kim Bailey and this is Floral Art Online. Today we're going to have a look at a technique, a spiralling technique that you can use for bouquets or for structures within your designs. And I originally learned it through John Hosek, who himself acknowledges that he learned it from Alison Bradley. And it's a technique that has a number of different variations, so you'll find all sorts of ways of doing it. This is a very easy way to do it, a very simple way to do it. What you need is something that's long and flexible. Most often you'll see it done with Midolino cane. I can't get that here, so I'm going to use some steel grass today that's been sitting around so it's softened up a little bit. It's not quite as brittle as it can be. So a bundle of something like that and some wire. I'm going to use the paper covered wire, but you can use decorative wire and it looks quite effective with the decorative wire. But something again that is easy for you to work with and will give you the effect that you're looking for in your particular design or activity. So let me change the camera angle and we'll get a start. Here we are, back with the magic hands. So what we want to do first of all is just make sure that all of the ends of our bundle are together, because we're going to bind it at the end. And some of you have noted my interesting paper covered wire container. This is paper covered wire that I bought online, and for the life of me I cannot find the internal end of it, which normally we would pull through from the internal so it doesn't unravel. So I've just put a little bit of the mesh bags that the fruit and vegetables come in around the outside so it doesn't go everywhere in my work bag. So that's why it looks a little bit different. What we're going to do first of all is bind the ends, so just a quick tie of the wire. And what I will probably do, so you don't keep looking at the wire all the time, is I'll drop that down on the ground, but it'll still be coming out of that container. So just bind it a couple of times around, make sure you've got that nice and tight in the bundle, and then we're going to start. So we want this will form the spine, I guess, of the spiral that we do, because it'll be a spiral at the end. So just grab a few. I've got 4, I'll probably take 5 there. Just something that looks like it's a good solid, going to be a good solid end for what you're doing. And we bring the wire around and we just bind those ones together. Just trying to get it at the right angle so that you can see what I'm doing. So we're just going to bind it like that. So just run it. So we're running it around our bundle like that. And I suggest that you do it about 2 palm lengths before you start to bring in any of the other material that you're using. And that's only for the first one. You'll see when we get to start to bring in the other ends that we're going to just do a single one. So that looks like it's about 2. So what we do now is we bring some more across. Now John, in his video, claims to have invented the word scooch. So he talks about scooching things across. What we want to do is keep this one straight and bring the others that we're joining towards it. So I'll probably do 3. I would suggest you don't do 1, because if it breaks for whatever reason, then you've lost the spiral pattern that you're trying to affect. This way, if one breaks, it doesn't matter, the other 2 will hold it in place. So we're bringing it across to there, and then we're going to bind them together. And you'll see I've come a little bit closer just to keep that bind nice and tight. So that's about 1 hand width. So we'll bring in our next one. Once again, I'll probably do 3, and remember we're bringing it to this central one, so we're keeping this one straight and we're bringing the other one across, and then we're joining. Now that interval between your spiral joins, you can make that any distance you like, so long as you keep it the same. So it gives you that nice regular pattern. So we'll bring another 3 in. Again, bringing it in to the central one. Now, like all techniques, you get faster and better at it the more you practice it. So we'll bring some more in. And bring in the last ones. And then bind it up. And you've got that structure ready to use. And you can obviously bend it around so that you can make it into something different. Now that's the simplest way to do it, to get a single spine. I'm going to undo this and come back to you and show you a different way, so you'll actually get almost like a nautilus shell effect. The steel grass proved to be too brittle to use a second time, so I've split some gymea leaves. You could use flax leaves as well. These are nice and flexible, so they're going to work for us. Start out the same way again, bind the ends to palm lengths for your first wrapping, and then instead of bringing the straight bits to the bound bit, we're going to bend this, which is why we needed something really flexible, and bring it to the next piece, which is we're keeping straight. So bend it as much as you can and then bind. And we'll do 4 rounds. That should give us our single palm length for the rest. Same again, bend it and then bring it to your next bind point. Again, bend it, bring it to the next bind point, and you'll start to see that it's giving us a different shape to the one we did previously, and then you just continue that on. And you'll start to see the spiral appear. I will continue to do it. You can watch and work along with me if you've got your materials there ready. If you're doing this and you've got little ends that are pointing out, just ensure that you tuck them in or make them nice and neat. What I will suggest when you get to the end of binding this rest of your material is that you leave some wire at the end so that you can attach it to however you want to do your shape. That one I don't like. So I'll give myself just about that much wire so that I can always attach it to wherever I'm doing it. And so that's what we've got as our shape. If we had more material to use, it would actually form a really nice spiral that you can adjust size-wise, but we've got the extra bits here that we can utilise in some way. Wrap it around, and it just gives you an interesting and different structure and mechanic to use in your designs. So I encourage you to experiment with it, play with it, see what you can do. Spiraling technique with flexible foliage or cane and wire of some description, just decorative or paper covered. I'm Kim Bailey and this is Floral Art Online.